Good morning, friends. Good morning. Welcome to a new month. It is now officially September. It's Labor Day in the United States. Labor Day is when most people, it used to be all people, were off to celebrate labor and also take a rest from their labors. So if you're off for Labor Day, I hope you have a restful day, a fun day with your family. Maybe you have a picnic, barbecue, something with your family. Hello, good morning, honey. How are you today? Don't have my other phone hooked up yet, but I will get it hooked up so I can see what you're saying. Um, channel. All right. Hey, Kelly. Just woke up. Well, that's okay. Got a little bit of a sunrise here. I'll turn it away from the tree a little bit if it doesn't make you too dizzy. There we go. A little bit of sunshine there. Thank you for the hearts. And one more. Hello, how are you, young lady? I was watching your channel the other day. I try to watch my subscribers and get to know them. Last night we did a live with the campfire. My husband loves to burn stuff. Uh, we burn all of our junk mail. I had my identity stolen a couple times and it's not fun. So now we just burn all the junk mail and old bills and stuff. The shredder is not good enough. Dean! Good morning. I was just talking to Grandma Moore here and Kelly. I don't know, Kelly, if you met Dean, Each Day TV. He's a big supporter of my channel. And we have Schrodinger, Focus, and I don't think Daryl's up yet. I came up, anyway, we were doing the fire pit and everything. And I told him make sure that the baby gate was closed for the dogs and the front door. The front door is wide open when I got up. So good thing we live in a safe neighborhood. I saw him in the distance. Hold on a minute. I didn't put my microphone on. Thank you, Jane. Now, is that better? I'm up and working. Shocker. Can you hear me better, Dean? Okay. Yeah. I was rushing up here and I had it on, but I didn't put it on. So that's what I have you for, Dean. I made a little cup of coffee because he's still sleeping. Oh, so anyway, the front door was open. He has all the windows open that are on level. So that's better. Thanks for the hearts. I wonder if that's Ace. It's probably too late for him. Ace usually makes his entrance with hearts. Or is that somebody else with the hearts? I knew it. My adopted son, Ace. I saw those hearts, my love, and I knew it was your entrance. Everybody meet my YouTube son, Ace. He's over, you're in the UK, right? And he is friends with my friend Anthony, Music Memes. Well, he goes by Tony, but I call him Anthony. And my friend Code 1111. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thanks for showing up. Isn't it late for you, darling? Hey, after you know how well you did you leave before we finished up? Hi, Daryl with one R. Daryl with two R's is still resting in bed there. He finished moving all those rocks, so he's tired. Um, so when the fire started going down and I was trying to, finish the live and um I couldn't see. And you know how I have a extreme fear of falling again. And I'm like, Daryl, I'm not letting go of this swing post until you come over here. So he turned on his flashlight on his phone. Thank God we have those things. But that was fun last night sitting around the camp. It was like everybody was there. It was so fun. Even my Jess the best came on, and I was so excited to see her too. So Ace was able to meet his sister, his adopted sister. I never had any daughters, so sometimes I wish I did, but they're a little bit too much. My sister has 5 daughters. It's quite a handful. So, especially, like that time of the month, everybody has at the same time, not to be gross, but and they're all moody. It's like, don't go over there. So my nephews, I have excuse me, 2 nephews, no, 3 nephews. And they're like, they call me Mama Sal. They say, Mama Sal, don't go in there. Don't go in there. You look into buying, there's a small but ultra res camera for vlogging. Huh. Are they expensive? Says, I have 4 daughters, no sons. Oh, wow. Daryl, I'm not really into music, but I mean, I loved Ozzy Osbourne as a person. Um, I don't know if you're directing that to me or Mr. Sally's not here. $1,000. Are you kidding me? Yesterday, I was asking Daryl if can get another laser machine. He's like, oh, because they had it like, I think it was on HSN. You can make like 5 payments, and they brought the price down on it. And then I was all getting ready to do it, and then I said, you know what? I don't want to get any more debt, but I'd rather have an embroidery machine, so I'll save up for that. I was all ready to get it, and I was like, no, I have all these dental bills to pay. Too many. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm back, and you go to bed. You go to bed. Go to bed. Sweet dreams, not too sweet. And then you say, don't worry, mom, I won't get a cavity. That's what my son used to say. Sweet dreams. I say, sweet dreams, Maddie, not too sweet. Okay, mom, don't worry, I won't get a cavity. Did anybody check out my 2 recipes yet? My son said he'll look at the one for the meatballs, but he has no interest in the Big Mac because we never ate at McDonald's when they were kids ever. And then later in life, before like his high school year, like his last year of high school, he worked at McDonald's, so he didn't like the smell of it or anything. It's okay, Ace. You can take a rest. I don't expect you to stay up, honey. I just check in once in a while and let me know you're there. And if you talk to Anthony, let him know I think about him, or I could email him. But do you know Little Red Big Smile, Ace? It's almost afternoon, actually. How could you not know what time zone? Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I'm still trying. I have a world map. I'm trying to put little pins on it where everybody is. Trying to remember people's names and their channel names. It's 4 p.m. for me. Currently streaming from my college campus. Because you are in. Let's see. Daryl is in Portugal, and I'm just messing. But who did you say? Little Red Big Smile and code 1111. Do you know them? She has a beautiful voice. I don't know her real name. His real name is Dean. They do music over there. I think Anthony knows them. Ooh. So people from everywhere I know. Kelly, did you see that little video I sent you? I don't think we would be able to do that here in the United States. Do you? Hi, Russell. How are you, Russell? Nope. I'm sure they're very kind-hearted. Oh, yes, they are. Very, very nice. I thought I met them through you guys. All right. Well, I see them all the time. Um, I won't even bother with my real name. Trust me, it's way too complex. Cool morning, and finally a good cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm ready for Daryl to give me my coffee, but I made one of those pods of Starbucks espresso. But of course, it's a weekday, right? So I make the coffee on the weekend, and he makes it during the week. So he's probably figuring that today's a weekday. I don't know. Hey guys, thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. Um, what's I gonna say? I think Daryl's gonna start doing his channel. He has a channel. It's called Daryl's DIY, and he was trying to sign into it on his iPad, which we pay for every month service for it, and he never uses it. I'm on my iPad all the time. I've even had it like when I'm going to like falling asleep and I'm watching something, and I gradually drop it and it hits me right in the head because I love the iPad. It's better than looking at a tiny phone. I wonder if DJ's working today too. Well, I guess I should get started here so you guys can get on with your day. And again, thank you for the hitting the likes. It's all my hugs that I love to get. Oh my goodness. All right. I don't know if my I put my books in a bigger, like those 2.5 gallon bags, so they don't get moisture on them or wet out here on the porch. I keep everything out here ready to go on the front porch. Otherwise, I have to go through with the dogs. Sally, are you drinking enough water? Please don't forget a cup. No, I'm not. I had a serious issue last night with my legs last night. She's trying to protect kids, but maybe the parents should teach that song. Yeah, it's a very, very good song. Kelly and I are talking about a teacher was on, I think it was NBC News. She was teaching a song about don't touch my body parts for little kids, and they'll tell their mother, their father, or their teacher. But I think it's a little too heavy to use uh, in a American school. Good morning, Gray Wolf. No, Ace, I'm not drinking enough water. How did you know that? Boy, you know me really well. How did you know that, Ace? Did I look like I was dehydrated? Yeah, I think mine was too easy, huh? A lot of people need more structure, don't you think, Kelly? The I think it was some people that do the 75 hard. They're like, there's no such thing as a soft. If you're gonna do it, do the hard or nothing at all. And I said, if they at least they're doing something, right, Kelly? Which one are you doing? In my mind, I think I could do the hard years ago. I could have, but at this point, I got to get my act together. I really do. Good morning, Lovey. I'm so honored to have you here today. We were just talking about either the 75 hard or the 75 soft. I was trying to see which one Kelly's doing. And then Ace knew that I wasn't getting enough water. You don't like water as much. That's why I figured. No, I do. I love water. I love my Diet Pepsi, yes. But I used to have this big jug I carried around everywhere, and I used to drink water a lot. I never had anything else but water, and sometimes I would make, my own iced tea. I would brew my own iced tea. Oh, on this channel, Schrodinger? Dinger? I always screw up his name. Sorry, honey. I know the heart is too strict, thinking about soft. There's a medium one. Let me see the rules. Oh, mine, I'm too flexible, Kelly. There's really no structure. You do what you wanna do. Do you hate water? Oh, I love water, but it has to be cold. It has to be cold. Yeah. Ace is my Riva. Ace is my adopted Ace. Meet Riva. She is an awesome YouTuber. She has a great channel. She's a I was trying to get the in my head, this dementia. I think I'm getting dementia because my dad had that. But she's a content creator and she has her own business. Is that correct, Riva? And or maybe she has two businesses. I don't know. She's a very smart young lady. And um Ace is about I think he's 20. And the only reason he has Misfit is because I said that our group is going to be called the Misfits because there's so many different people, like, from that Christmas movie, The Misfits, Misfit Toys. Creator, educator, and inspire. I love being an educator. There's probably a lot of things that I could do. Oh, it's already in session. I had some lives that I remember I told you I was doing one in the morning and one in the evening for people to touch base. And I started that last week. I have a chart that has mine is 90 days. So she works 9 to 5 and she's an entrepreneur in the creator economy. And are you teamed up with Karen now or are you with, what's that maritimer? Mm, I'm impressed. You do all that in a full-time job, Riva. Yeah, she's a hip happening girl. She has to be exhausted when she puts her head on the pillow, but she probably doesn't put her head on the pillow very. Yeah, you're with everybody. Did you meet Rhonda? Entity, Rhonda. She's a counselor, but I can when I start watching her videos, I can't stop because it touches, like when someone's talking and they're like, wow, they know me. She has some really good topics. Hello, Teen Minty Girl. How did you like the campfire last night? Rob the Maritimer. Yes. I used to follow him, but I haven't lately. Yeah. I feel like educators could never be overpaid. They are quite literally shaping the future. Yeah, and that's why a lot of the parents are like, "Oh, it's only kindergarten." When I taught kindergarten, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It's the foundation of education. It's when you're building a house, you have to make sure the foundation is strong." But Exactly, misfit. Great point. Yeah, last night my husband's like, "We'll just call ourselves the Misfits," and so he put that on his name. Just like the Misfit toys, they all had a place in their community, and they're all different. May I ask you what genre of content do you create? He has music, but I don't know if he does anything on a channel. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I had several people say that, Kelly. Several people said that kindergarten doesn't really matter, and I said, "That in this day and age, it does too." I still remember my kindergarten and pre-K teacher, and I'm almost 55 years old. Riva, do you know that I have kiddos that still, well, they're not kiddos anymore. They're parents. They're married. They have businesses of their own. And I just had a young man. I'm really close with his family, his grandma, and everything, and through school. But he um, texted me and then called me and said, "Mrs. Davis, I got into medical school." And I was like, "Oh my God." But he was having a really hard time with school because he has a twin sister, and I had to hold him back. And his mom and I really discussed it. And I think it was the best thing for him. Uh, See, what happened is he was going to the private school that I taught at, and the public school wouldn't test him. I thought he had dyslexia, but being a teacher, I can't diagnose that. It has to be a special teacher. We don't have, like special teachers in the private school. And good morning, Paula. So I held him back, and he was so excited he got to have me 2 years in a row until his sister graduated from high school, and he was so PO'd at me that year. He's like, I could be with her. But now he's okay with it. I missed something. It says, Ace, if you want an editor. I think that Ace is pretty good because he was telling me things. Um, Ace is here. Do you notice that he changed his name? Because our new last name is Misfit, Paula, because he wanted to know what our community was called. And Daryl said the Misfits because we're all like the Misfit toys, from that Christmas movie. I'm nothing but a misfit. So he went and changed his name. So now he's my adopted son. He's a good kid. I can call you a kid because I'm 60 and you're only 20. So last night, Evie had a live, and then she came over to mine. We did a campfire last night. And my husband, I wasn't keeping an eye on him. By the time I got out there, he had a fire so high. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like going back to my other house because a lot of you didn't hear the story. Some of you did. So I'll tell it real quick. Um, I'm watching TV. The boys and Daryl are out doing a fire pit because they used to do fire pit every weekend when they were kids, teenagers. And all I hear is police and the fire truck and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a big fire, you know? So go to look out the window and they're stopped in front of my house. And I'm like, what the heck? Where's the fire at? Maybe they're just parking in front of my house. No, they're coming up my drive, like coming up my sidewalk, and they're going around the back of my house. And I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? I said, oh my gosh, they didn't catch the shed on fire. And so I went back there and I said, Daryl, the fire department's here. He's like, yeah, right. Because I always tell him, stop making those fires so big. You're going to catch the shed on fire. And sure enough, I had the fireman with me, and he's like, "Oh shit." So he he still hasn't learned. So but we burn all of our junk mail with our address on it. So, but last night he had a fire huge, and then he had these big sticks sticking out of it, and then they were falling down. And then when I went in the house, the jacket I had on had little, from the sparky fires. Uh, But anyway, that was the story. So let's get started, guys. Today's Labor Day, the first day of September. Can you believe that? September. September. And it's starting to get chilly. It's about 50 degrees here in Pittsburgh. And I hope everybody got a restful sleep. This is a good time of year to leave the windows open or put a fan in the window with the windows open when it's really cold like that. This is what Maddie, my son, and I used to do. And we used to get our big fluffy comforters and get underneath them and be all like the breathing the cool air and then having the big blanket around you. It's hard to get up in the morning when you do that though, but I don't know. We used to do that. We used to get the best night's sleep. You know those big fluffy comforters, like the goose down or whatever. Um, yeah, that's what we used to do. Does anybody ever do that? Do you ever make the room real cold and then leave the window open and breathe in that fresh air? I don't know. That's something we always did. So I am finding which book I'm supposed to use today. Okay, I'm gonna put my finger in here and find a page. I always have a plan what I want to do, but God has another plan. So I have to listen to him. All right, we have comfort, and I think we did something like this yesterday. I wanted to do another one on the teacher blessing, but I could probably do that after this for Kelly and whoever else is teaching. Okay. God is my strength and my comfort. I am grateful for the dear ones in my life who have been there for me when times were hard. They offer comforting words, a shoulder to cry on, or kind gestures of support. Each one was a source of strength and assurance that everything was going to be all right. I know in my heart that I have another inner source of comfort when life circumstances challenge my sense of security or how I feel low. I find comfort in the presence of God. If I feel lost or alone, turning to God in prayer lifts me. It reminds myself, I remind myself I am never alone. God is always with me, my source of peace in any situation. While I am grateful for the people and things that bolster my faith and mood, God is the ultimate strength and comfort. I open my mind and heart to his truth and live in faith and peace. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalms chapter 46, verse 1. And I can identify with this. I don't know about you guys, but my story before I started, I was in a black hole and I knew God was there. But sometimes it's just when you get like that, or when I get like that, it's hard to get out of that, depressed and woe is me kind of thing. So I think we all go through it. I'm not saying anything about you guys, but I think we all do. Um, the only person I think never really goes through stuff like that is my husband. He's usually a upbeat kind of guy. But since he hit his head in that accident, he's a little bit different. But we're working on it. But um, it's hard to. I know we should put all of our faith in God and trust God and let go and let it be, let go, let God, all of the stuff that we're told to do in the Bible. But sometimes that's really hard as humans because we can't actually, we talk to God and we listen, but it's not like you and I having a conversation now. Um, it's kind of like I'm talking here, you guys can hear me, but I have to wait till you type something. That's why I wish, we could hear each other too. But I guess that's what a telephone's for, right? But yeah, I don't know. What about you guys? Do you guys ever feel like I'm really trying to trust you, God. I'm really trying to, but you just can't let go because you want to be in control of your life, but you know he's in control. But I'm kind of like, what do I do? Does anybody else feel that way sometimes? I wear my heart on my sleeve as it is, so um oh, you know what? I forgot to put the camera over here in front of me so you'll come see me. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot I decorated out here. I just noticed that. Let me put this down a little bit more. All right, can you see me now? Yes, giving up control is hard. Um, Love that sometimes we can't see the power of people around us when we are in that black hole. We only realize how much they help us after we are out of that darkness. Yeah, because, you know, um, I know, other people have it too. I know my father had some kind of, um, I think he had like a mental illness, and, to be a narcissist, I think there's something, in you mentally to think you can control everybody like that. But that's one thing I didn't want for my children, and I didn't want them to think that I was their best friend. They could do anything they wanted. There's a happy medium, like kids today. I think Mrs. G and I were talking about, or was she talking? I think like she was at the campfire last night about the kids today dressing, and I said it was hoochie mamas because they are. My nieces were on a traveling cheerleading team, and I told my sister, I said, they're 9 years old. And I think she was 7. And she had her hair, like, it was so beautiful. It really was. But then she put the makeup with the glitter and, like, I'd never even worn makeup like that. And then their shorts were smaller than, I had underwear that covered more than those shorts. I don't have big granny panties, but those shorts, I mean, to go out in public like that and they're all sparkly and their little cheekies sticking out of their pants. It's just horrible. Oh, there he is. They have more makeup than Tammy Faye Baker. A lot of people probably don't know who Tammy Faye Baker is, Daryl. Good morning, everyone. The same team you work for with no. My sister was their team did go up against them, but her team was from Plum, the place where I used to live, Plumboro. Um, Abby's team was an actual, like they go to her center and pay, but this was more. It was in the borough, but it was owned by somebody else. Does that make sense? But no, my nieces weren't on there. No, they had other kids and I work for dance moms, guys, and they had other kids that went to dance school there, but those were the main kids that danced well, so that she put all her focus on. King of the Misfit Kingdom, Daryl. King of the Misfit Kingdom. Yeah, but you would know who Tammy Faye. Yeah, that mascara she used to wear. Holy heaven. Yeah. So, that black hole that I was in, guys, it's really hard, and I can't really tell you how I got out of it because every time I got out of it, I fell back in. And I'm telling you, like, those 5 years after mommy, when my mom was sick, after she passed away, I was just so lost. It wasn't just that I was lost because I didn't have her to take care of, because that was like for 2 years, that was what I did. And then my dad got sick. And then when they both passed away, and then Matthew moved to Texas, I was like, what am I here for? And then little Daryl, he got married and he was in his own little world with how um girls family usually take over, the boy, the husband, which I never did that, but it was open door here. Come on over if you want to. But that's why it was so fun last night because it felt like all of everybody who came to the campfire last night. It felt like it just felt like everybody was there. So I don't know. I don't know why I was talking to that phone and not to you. It's really funny. You get a kick out of this one. Sometimes, when I text Tracy, it's always a really long. Tracy is Life in the Wild West. She's a content creator, but when I text her, it's always a long, drawn out thing, and I'm sure Paula can identify with that as well as Kelly. But I have a lot to say, and I just but she showed me how to use the audio, so now I'm just like la 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 la, But so I was writing her, I was writing her a text message. Well, I was doing the voice thing on the text message, and I say, Tracy, da, 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 period, da, 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 question mark. She writes back to me, why do you keep saying period and question mark? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got that joke a lot, Paula. But it was funny. So, Paula, did you hear my shopping story and how you left your buggy with your groceries that you paid for? And I was actually taking mine out of the cart and put them in the bag before I paid for them. I didn't even scan them. Did you hear my story? It was almost as yours, but you were more legal than me. Yeah. I just kept saying period, exclamation point. She's like, "Why are you doing that?" And I find myself doing that all the time to her. And I'm like, "I am not erasing that message because I don't even remember what I just said." Oh, my story made you feel better? I couldn't believe I did that. And Carol was just watching me put the stuff from my cart in the bag, and I'm like, I said, "Carol, weren't you gonna say something?" She goes, "I didn't know what you were doing." She's older. She's like almost in her late 70s. Do I like a bath or a shower? Uh, I guess a shower. Um, Speaking of which, I got a blow up hot tub that I'm waiting for Daryl to put up. I got it on clearance, and I want to see if it's like a real hot tub. So, yeah, I know, Paula. It's just like whatever. But he usually talks to Daryl about music. But I know it's gonna be little, and I'm wondering if us little 2 little chubbykins can fit into it because it says, does it say 4 to 6 or something, or does it say 2 to 4? It's just a little blow up one, but it has a heater and everything, and I wanted those boys that did the rock, I wanted them to, level out underneath a pavilion thing we have in the backyard and put it under there, but you know what? Daryl's like, Let's just put it on the closed-in porch," which is probably smart because when we lived in our other house, um, when we were lived at our other house, we had a real Viking uh, hot tub, and it was a big old lemon, and it could hold like probably 10 people, but 8 comfortably, and it had a lounge, like like a chase lounge thing in there. Hello, Ray. And that motor and that heater would burn out on that all the time. So, I got tired of buying those darn heaters, and so I called, Viking, and nobody could help me, right? And they're like, "No, that just the warranty's up, blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, "No, but I've been buying heaters." I was on number 8 for the motor and the heaters. In fact, Daryl knew how to do it now, so oh, that's how I know you, Ace. Okay, now I know how I know you. Uh, so anyway, so I get a hold of the CEO, the second, I guess the second in line of the business, right? And he is he's like, "Well, there's nothing we can do." And I said, "Yes, there is. I'm tired of buying uh these motors." And I said, "Okay." He says, "Well, we don't make the motors. we don't make this, we don't make that. And I was like, what do you make? He goes, we don't even make the screws that go to it. I said, do you by chance make the Viking sign that's on the side of the hot tub? Is that something that you make? Like, what do you make from it? If you're considered Viking hot tubs, what do you make? And so he was just like, the next day after school, I pull up to my garage. There's two brand new motors up against the garage and, boxes. He mailed them to me, I guess, overnight delivery. And then we had it. And then one day I went to get in the hot tub and it was over 99 degrees. And I nearly burned myself getting in that hot tub because it was out of control. So I finally said, that's it. We're getting rid of it. Well, we couldn't sell it. We couldn't even give it away until these two boys decided to take it. So that was, I think I have that on video, them trying to haul that big thing away. They made some kind of uh, contraption with wheels to take it out of our yard. And I said, that thing better not fall against my house because it was real tight along the house. Um, Yeah, well, I know, but see, I was trying to talk to anyone or everyone from the Viking, but I got it, and it was nice having that. Um, Back in the day, we had saved up some money, and my choice was, did I want to go on a trip to Hawaii or get a tanning bed? And that's back in the day when, everybody was tanning. And I was like, oh, you know, and then I thought, Daryl has all these health problems and stuff. And I thought, you know what? Let's get a hot tub. And there was a family home thing at the convention center. We went there and looked around and we found one we liked and we got that. But I thought that's better for the family than a tanning bed, which I'm the only one that would use it. I would have liked to go to Hawaii, but I figured that that would have been too much money, and then we probably wouldn't be able to take the kids because we didn't have that much money. So, uh, yeah. So what's up, Ray? How's Wendy doing? Dashing Womble is Ray. Him and his wife um, do dashing, and I like to talk to them. He loves dogs. He loves dogs, and he loves my Levi, which I'm gonna drop him off at his house. Yes, I would miss Levi, but he's too young for me. I just yesterday he was pretty good. I think because he got his tubby yesterday. He was exhausted from that tubby. Uh, she went she went into dialysis today on Labor Day. They're open. I guess so. I guess hospitals are open on Labor Day. So yeah, she gets kidney dialysis, and she's very upbeat. She's a very nice woman. Yeah, I'm gonna drop him off at your house. We discussed this. We didn't discuss it. You would love having him around. Basset hounds, I like to lay around and stuff, but he does talk. He backsasses, and I think you have it in you to talk right back to him. Don't you think? He could sit. Remember we talked about it whenever you were out, and I said Levi would fit right between you and Wendy when you're doing your dashing, and he would love going on bye-bye car rides. Yeah. Yeah, you can snore together. Did you see the video on him snoring? Yeah. And then it got louder, and then he kept twitching his nose. He has that little birthmark on his face. That's why I chose him. I chose him the day he was born. Yep. And then I chose Libby too, but Libby's the only dog. I forget how many dogs. Daryl knows how many dogs we've had over the years. I mean, we've been together 40 years. We've had a lot of dogs. And she's the only one of every dog we ever had that um, chose him. Now, if I come in the room, she will leave and come over to me um, because I'm the alpha and he's the El Po. Oh, Daryl wants to know if you're Ray, if your nose twitches too when you snore. Um, I don't know, Daryl. Yours doesn't anymore because you have the CPAP machine on. So, oh my goodness, it's funny. You hear him? I have the windows open. He's crying, or is that Libby? I can't tell him here. I think that's Libby. In the she in the dining room, Daryl? I have all the windows open. I didn't close them last night. Wendy's not told me about my nose is swishing. Well, did you tell when we had 23 dogs over the last 40 years? Yeah. And she's the only one that's done that. She's the one who took a little trip during right before Christmas and she was in the wilderness for 24 days and we found her. I got to go look after yourselves, everyone, and don't forget to spread the love and positivity. Bye, everyone, and drink your water, right? I will drink my water. Next time I talk to you, I will drink my water, Ace. I promise you, I will. I will start that today. Yeah, he's my adopted son now. Did you see that? I didn't remember that I met him through you, Ray. I thought I could have swore I met him through my other friends who do music from the UK. Paula, I used to get, that Walmart water, Sam's Choice. I used to buy the 20 ounce, and had to drink I think I would drink 4 of those a day. That comes to 80 ounces. But Kelly said everybody's doing most of the people are going over to do the 75 hard or the 75 soft. And I said, yeah, because my thing doesn't have a lot of structure. It more has choices, and you can decide what you want to do, and you don't get overwhelmed. Because I don't know if you guys all know. Yeah, we have YouTube sons. If you all know the 75 hard, if you have certain things you have to do, like read 10 pages, 2 45-minute workouts, one outside, one wherever. You follow a diet, but it doesn't tell you which diet. You can do any diet you want. Um, let's see what else. Just take a picture every day of yourself. You have to drink a gallon of water a day, and I think that's too hard on your bladder and kidneys. But I don't know. It's like anyway. There's all those stipulations you have to do, and if you miss just one of them, like say you don't take your photo for the day, oh, you have to weigh yourself too. If you don't do one of those, you have to start all over again. And that would just be so devastating for me. Oh, Mr. Zoni's kitties. Aw. Yeah, that's too much. Because even my urologist, she's like, you can't be drinking so much water. Because I told her how much water I drank, and she says, um, it is too strict. It is too strict. Did you all see Sierra? She's trying to lose 150 pounds, and she's going to continue to weigh herself on the internet until she loses it. Well, she has to hurry up because her mom just booked a flight and is going to be there in November, and she's already lost 66 pounds. But that's you can't lose 100 pounds until November. You're going to get sick. So, yeah, that's just too much. But did anyone see the young lady who she is such a beautiful person, and she lost all this weight, and she had all of tummy this tummy fat that's like it was just holding her back, and she's I don't know if she's Hispanic or what, or Spanish, but she's so gorgeous, and she just had her surgery. She just had it all removed, and she was so scared about it. Yeah, you're making smoothies. Do you use high protein smoothies? Um, it's getting too cold to do smoothies for me because I like mine frozen. Half my body weight in ounces is perfect for me. but I don't usually get there. Yeah, when I weighed myself for the last time, I lost, I think it was 5.4 or something, just 5 pounds. And then, today when I weighed myself, I gained like 2, and I'm like, "Whatever." I mean, I'm going in the right direction, but you know how it goes up and down, but I did have some issues with, swelling in my legs last night because I'm so dehydrated, I think, um, my body does that. What kind, Daryl? Like strawberry? I have some unflavored protein, um, that I got. It's organic, but hey, you know what I bought, guys? I saw in the organic section of the produce at the local grocery store, they are selling butter lettuce. I don't know if you like butter lettuce. I love butter lettuce. And it still has the roots on it. It's called living butter lettuce. So it's there's 2 heads of it in there and it still has the roots on it. And I've had it in there for over a week and it hasn't wilted or anything. It's still alive. So I'm wondering if I planted it in a pot, if it keeps growing and I can just take some of it off every time, I have a salad. Uh, and then, but I wonder if lettuce has to be pollinated. I don't think it has a flower because there was this thing that Daryl and I were watching, and it had this guy getting the cucumber seeds, and then he was growing cucumbers in his house, but you can't do that because there's a male cucumber flower and a female cucumber flower, and the bee has to move, from one to the other to make it into a cucumber. So then they were explaining if you were going to raise cucumbers in your home, how you can take from the male flower to the female flower, which I don't even know how you tell if a flower is male or female. I'm sure they have some way of telling, but yeah, I get a lot of swelling in my legs, especially when I don't drink my water and my skin, like, it'll start getting, like, crepey 'cause that's how I know. If I can, like, take my skin and go like this, yeah, I haven't been drinking my water, and I have really been really, really bad this summer not drinking water, and you think I would be because, it's so hot, but I've been drinking Diet Pepsi and Diet Mountain Dew. I'm just like, like, people who drink alcohol, um, with the diet pop, and there's so many chemicals in that. Daryl says he does banana and strawberry Paula. Yeah, in my legs and my feet. But I'm looking to go to either a neurologist or something else, because I can't like feel my big toes on both of my feet. And I don't know if it's from the diabetes because it's like they're asleep all the time and it's moving up my foot. So it's just like one more thing. So I've just been ignoring it, but, I asked my endocrinologist when I went there last and to check my feet because they're supposed to check your feet when you go to your diabetes doctor. She's, "Oh, I don't do that here. You have to go to a special doctor for that." And I'm like, "But you are my doctor." I'm telling you, these doctors don't wanna do anything anymore. I'm telling you, the lady who did my, uh, root canal, she probably would have told the person walking down the street, "Hey, can you finish this now? I gotta go cash this check this lady just gave me." 'Cause I spent 800, no, 900. I had all my credit cards paid off, and now they're all run up, and I'm just like, they probably should just pull the tooth, but probably would have been cheaper, but someone told me it wasn't cheaper because it still hurts, I've already had 3 root canals on that side, and it still hurts. Yeah, my dad, I used to take care of my dad, and he didn't take diabetes seriously. Um, we all went to the beach to Ocean City, and he stayed behind. And we got back, he had eaten a banana cream pie. Um, he was into so much stuff. So um, after my mom passed away, his feet were getting really bad. So I was I would go over twice a day to wash his feet, make sure they were clean so they wouldn't get any sores on them. And then he had to have one of his toes removed and then another one. And I said, Dad, you have to stop eating all that stuff. And I would buy him because his favorite candy bar was a Mounds bar. So every so often, I bought a bag of the little baby ones, right? And I would hide them in his house. He must have been a hound dog because he found them, and I would come in the house and he'd have them because I would give him a treat every once in a while. If I'd buy bananas, he ate 5 bananas. I just I couldn't find a happy medium with him. Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland. We used to go to. Have you heard of Assateague Island, where the wild ponies are? On Ocean City, it's near Ocean City, and there's a place called Assateague Island, and then there's Chickateague over there in Virginia. The horses swim from Assateague over to Chickateague, and then they sell the horses. They're wild horses that live on the island, and boy, they'll tear up your campsite. We used to camp there. Yeah, well, my dad lost a lot of them, and if I told you the story about the one toe, um, you guys would be totally and you wouldn't believe me what the doctor had me do. So I was just like, "No." And then all along, remember how this, doctor for the, root canal was gonna put me on, uh, steroids, and I can't take steroids? So I was washing his feet, and then I had to put this cream on it, and I thought it was a medicated cream. Here it was steroids, and I started swelling up, and I didn't know why. I couldn't even bend my fingers, and I was like, "I don't understand why," and my hands are all swollen. My face was getting real, real swollen, and so I tried to investigate, and I was like, "You know what? I put that cream on Daddy's feet." So I looked at it and I looked it up on Google, of course, and um, sure enough, it was a steroid. Kelly says, "Do you still go to Ocean City?" No, because I have dogs. See, when you have pets, either one or the other go. I used to trust people to watch my pets, but the one time my sister watched them, and I came back, and she must have left my dogs in the crate, and they were covered in poop, and I was like, "That's it." You know? You don't do that. My dogs never in fact, my one Cocker Spaniel, she would never get poop on herself. This dog would not get her feet wet after it rained. She would walk on the bricks, balance herself on the bricks. "Hi, Eric, how are you?" We went to the island in North Carolina that has the wild horses. That was absolutely lovely to visit. Yeah, Assateague and Chickateague, they swim right across. "Hello, Stella, good morning." Um, on Assateague Island, they go straight across to the Chickateague, and then, they have a sale. Um, they have a, auction. They auction the horses because they really don't belong to anybody but the islands, and I guess they use the money to fix the beaches and things like that, and so, we would go down there, uh and camp on the ground, and then it just got to be old, too, um, so I would just go with my dad and the family, which was always drama, and after the last time, I'm like, "Nah, I think that I gotta move this phone because I keep talking to this phone. I gotta talk to you guys." Do you notice that? Oh, I'm losing my mind. Course, in order to lose my mind, I have to have one, right? So, that's what I always tell Zero. He's like, "I'm losing my mind," and I'm like, "Are you still stuck in the parking lot?" Let me read this. Eric, stuck in parking lot by front office, left car in pre-start. Yeah, you're still there? Ah, so wait, did you sleep in the car or did you walk home and then walk back? Oh my goodness. 'Cause you moved to North Carolina, right? So you don't really know anybody there? So Lee have to walk and walk back, or she's like, heck no. It's not too far. Okay. Oh my heavens. Yeah, because you told me last night whenever you were at the fire pit last night. So what are you gonna do? Like, what do you need, a jump or something? Like, you just need to, like, a battery jump or something? I don't know anything about cars. Oh, the bunny rabbits are on the street. Oh, look at my hair glowing. I'm an angel. uh, okay. Yeah, and there's probably no one last night, or a new battery. Oh, batteries cost a lot of money. We went on Marketplace to see when Daryl needed a battery before, on Facebook Marketplace. We sell a lot of stuff on there, but it's oh my goodness. AAA, where are you? Yeah, we used to pay for AAA as well, but they take a long time, Paula, to come. Like, they'll just leave you sit there. If you're on a highway, oh, we'll get there in 3 hours. Like, 3 hours. So how do you like my leaves on my thing there? I still have my palm trees outside. I started decorating. I have my mantle done with lights and everything. Yeah, they do, you know. Oh, I thought I was drinking the coffee I made, which these cups, these, what are these called? Tervis, they don't keep it warm. But this TAL, this camping one, Daryl just handed me coffee and I didn't register it. Yeah, I like that orange. I think I got those at Michael's. These ones over here are kind of dull. But I had other ones out and they were too thin. I think I got them at the Dollar Tree or something. They were too thin. And those ones I got at Michael's, they're real thick. So I usually decorate the whole porch and everything. I want to get a jump on it so I can enjoy it for 3 months. Because usually by the time I'm like, okay, I'm going to do really well for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and decorate and everything. And then we both get really, really depressed because, we don't have any grandchildren here or anybody for that matter. Because all of our friends have grandchildren now, and Daryl's best friend has 2 granddaughters who he spent a lot of time with, which I can understand. Let's see. Pre-fall colors. Go to Facebook or Craigslist to see if someone does recondition. Yeah, that's what we did, Ray. They're a lot cheaper, and than going. I know they are, because we were looking at prices for new ones, like at the tire store or whatever, like Firestone and that. Whoo! I didn't know batteries cost that much. Like my fiance with all the coffee. Okay, thanks, Womble. Yeah, that's what we did too. Because Daryl was going to buy a new one. I said, "How much is it? It's how much?" And I was like, well, doesn't anybody have something that you can get by on until we have money for a new one? I got a brand new battery for $100 off of Marketplace. The guy I got us from actually work for AAA. Did you hear that, Eric? He found one on Marketplace for $100, a brand new one. And the guy worked for AAA, I guess. Just like construction workers and home remodelers, they keep leftovers. But I don't know how that would be a leftover, a brand new battery, right? So what's going on, guys? You guys going to do a picnic? I mean, Eric's going to be fixing a car, or trying to spend all his money on a battery. I hope not. I'll be sending positive vibes your way. And I'm hoping that Tracy got rest and Paula got rest. She took off yesterday, right, Paula? And now, oh, I didn't do my teacher prayer for Kelly. Kelly, are you still here, honey? I know I did one when you first started, but Most kids are starting. Let me see if Kelly's still here. Even if she isn't, I'll still do it. This is a teacher's blessing. I just got it in the mail because I guess they think I'm still teaching. I'm still a teacher, but I'm not teaching. I'm not active. Because I always say, no, I'm not a teacher anymore. I'm like, yes, I did. I went all those years of college. It says, I bless and am grateful for teachers. Today I unfold teachers in prayer, blessing their efforts and dedication to education. Looking back, I recall special teachers whose lessons and guidance have stayed with me for decades. They may not have known how impactful, even years later. I remember and feel grateful for them. There you go, Kelly. You might not know it. I bless the teachers of today and pray they know the difference they make in their students' lives and the important role they have in sharing their knowledge and passing on their passion to new generations. I envision teachers feeling supported and appreciated as they share their lessons and impart their wisdom. I envision teachers feeling supported and appreciated as they share their lessons. I would hope so, and impart their wisdom. May my teaching drop like the rain, my speech condense like the dew, like gentle rain on grass, like showers on new growth. That's from Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 2. So I envision teachers feeling supported and appreciated. So we're envisioning it and hoping that that comes true. I can't read what she said. The sun's glaring. Thanks, the live. I'm going to do laundry at the laundromat and do some live show from there after I get some breakfast. Okay, I'll be checking for you, Ray. I like to listen to it in the background while I'm doing stuff, but I am not turning on YouTube after this. I get so engrossed in it and I cannot pull myself away from it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. So people, your hours are going to go down because I won't be watching them today. I probably will. I've already been doing that today, but this morning I have to get stuff done. So anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy your Labor Day and please spend time with family or your significant other, your honey bun or whoever, or, if you're a single parent, your little kiddos. Oh my gosh, spend time with your kids. I just wish you guys all well. And I know you were 4 hours last night. All right, guys, I just want to tell you I love you and have a great day and spend time with your family and friends. And I'll see you when I see you.